So far, we have created our project and defined our WBS. So our next step is to add in our activities. I'm in my Get Started page, and I'm going to navigate to my Object Selector to open up my project. Once I open my project, it's going to navigate me to that project home page, and I want to be in my Activities page to create activities. So I'm going to go to my main menu, and within my Schedule app, I'll select Activities. Once I'm in my Activities page, I'll see my WBS in my activity grid or my activity table, and then I'll see activity details at the bottom. I'm going to start by selecting the WBS I would like to add my first activity to. So I'm going to select Design and Engineering, and then in my toolbar, I'm going to click Add. After I add, if I pause for a moment, it'll automatically generate an activity ID. I can choose to change that. If I double click in there, I can edit it and set that to be whatever I would like it to be. I'm going to set my activity name. And for my activity details, I'm going to set my activity type. This is my start milestone. So in my activity details, in my general tab, I'm going to set my activity type to start milestone. I'll be warned, converting an activity to a milestone removes data like the resource assignments and task assignments. Do you want to continue? I'm going to click Do Not Show This Again and Yes. After I've added my start milestone, you'll see in my Gantt chart my diamond representing the milestone that I've just created in the schedule. Next, I'm going to create an activity-dependent activity. I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut to add an activity by clicking Insert on my keyboard. And then I'm going to type my activity name. Since this is an activity-dependent activity, I'll provide an activity duration estimate. I don't need to change the activity type because the default activity type for my project is activity dependent. So this activity is already set to the proper activity type. Next, I'll create a level of effort activity. I'm going to put my level of effort activity underneath the top level of my WBS. So I'm going to select my top or root level of the WBS and then click Add. I'm going to change my activity ID to just be a little bit different so it shows that this isn't a normal activity. Once I've set my activity ID and activity name, in my General tab, I'm going to set my activity type to level of effort. I'm going to get another warning. Converting this activity to level of effort removes data like task assignments. Do you want to continue? I'm going to click Do Not Show This Again and Yes. Now I'm not completely done creating this level of effort activity yet. In our next lesson, we'll talk about relationships, and the duration of this level of effort activity is dependent on its predecessor-successor relationships. So in the next lesson, we'll set that predecessor and successor, which will determine the duration of this activity. Let's continue adding our activities. All right, so that's all our activities. Our next step will be to tie these activities together using predecessor-successor relationships so that we can sequence the order in which this work should be performed.